There's a strange phenomenon happening beneath my mulch. What looks like a quiet patch of soil is actually crawling with life. If you were to peel back the top layer and look closely, you'd find fat, active earthworms twisting through the blackened humus, like they were drawn to something irresistible. And here's the kicker. It's not compost. It's not food scraps. It's not manure. In fact, the thing I'm burying under my cardboard layers is so weird, most gardeners pour it down the sink without a second thought. This 1-2 combo, layered properly with a moisture-locking trick, woke up even my worst clay zones and turned dead, crusty soil into a worm hotel. Stick around because I'm going to walk you through how to set it up, what conditions help it work best, and finally, the secret sauce that pulls worms like a magnet. Why worms are the gatekeepers of soil revival. Before we get into the layering, let's understand why attracting earthworms should be your #1 goal when healing poor soil. These humble creatures are the architects of healthy dirt. Their constant burrowing aerates compacted layers, helping water seep deeper and oxygen reach roots. But even more powerful is what they leave behind: worm castings. These droppings are loaded with enzymes, beneficial microbes, and slow-release nutrients. When your soil becomes a habitat, not just a medium, everything from tomatoes to kale grows faster, stronger, and with fewer pest issues. But worms don't just show up because you want them to. They follow food, moisture, and temperature. Most importantly, they seek out carbon-rich bedding and soft, fermenting organic matter that's easy to digest. That's where our trick comes in. The base layer shredded cardboard done right. To get the conditions right, we need a breathable carbon layer. Shredded cardboard, not glossy or printed, becomes the perfect underground blanket. But there's a catch. If you throw it in dry or in large clumps, it won't break down fast enough. Worse, it can repel moisture and act like insulation against worms instead of inviting them in. So here's the method. Start by soaking your shredded cardboard in warm water. If you can, let it sit for a few hours until it's fully saturated. Then wring it out just enough so it's damp but not dripping. This makes the fibers soft and accessible to microbes and worms right away. You want it pressed down enough to stay in contact with the earth but still fluffy to allow airflow. Think of this layer as both a sponge and a slow-release feeder. It holds moisture beautifully, keeping the environment damp even during dry spells. But more importantly, it sets the stage for the next part of the trick, where things get a little strange. The secret layer, a starchy elixir for worm frenzy. Most gardeners throw it away, but the cloudy water left behind after boiling pasta or rice is one of the most underrated soil attractants ever. And no, it's not just water. It's loaded with soluble starches that act like microbial steroids. So, we're talking about pasta water, the weird but wonderful thing that honestly makes worms go wild. Here's why it works. Those soft, broken-down starch molecules become immediate food for bacteria and fungi in the soil. And when microbial life explodes, worms come running. It's not the water itself that draws them in. It's the microscopic buffet it helps create. When you pour cooled, unsalted, unsauced pasta water into your layered cardboard bed, you're basically sending out a dinner bell. But you know, it's all about how you use it. Never pour hot water into your soil. This will kill beneficial microbes instantly. Make sure the pasta water has cooled completely to room temperature. Then, slowly soak it into the shredded cardboard layer. Don't flood it, just dampen it. You're trying to create a moist, starchy zone sandwiched inside the cardboard blanket. If the water trickles through too quickly, do a second pour after about 10 minutes. You'll want to bury this zone under a mulch layer immediately after. Straw, dried leaves, or even grass clippings will help hold the moisture and heat just enough to speed up fermentation without drying out. Within 3 to 5 days you'll notice a warming scent, slightly yeasty, even sweet, and if you check by gently lifting the mulch, you'll likely find early worm trails or even egg cocoons. For the best results, Layer this setup during early morning or evening when temperatures are cool. Midday sun can dry the surface too fast, making it harder for worms to detect the moisture and scent from below. You'll also want to avoid doing this during very wet periods unless your soil drains well. Too much water can dilute the starch and create anaerobic conditions. After about 10 days, the cardboard layer will begin to darken and collapse. That's your sign that microbes are working. You may see small fungal threads or a slight white fuzz. Don't panic. This is mycelium, a good sign of fungal life that worms absolutely love. Within 2 to 3 weeks, worm populations around the zone will increase noticeably. If you bury a banana peel nearby for comparison, you'll likely see the starch zone outperforms it. This isn't just attracting worms, it's anchoring them. They stick around because you've created a habitat, not a snack. Here's the best part, you don't have to turn anything. This lazy layer method mimics forest floor decomposition. The shredded cardboard provides the carbon, the pasta water fuels the microbes, and the mulch caps it off with just the right environment to incubate the entire process. It's faster than waiting for full compost to break down, and it's safer than burying raw kitchen scraps, plus it creates humus right in place, no shoveling required. Your soil gets fed exactly where plants need it, and those worm tunnels, well, they begin to open the subsoil for root penetration. Ready to try it? Here's what to do next. The next time you boil pasta or rice, don't pour that starchy water down the drain. Just cool it down, grab some shredded cardboard, set aside 15 minutes, and build a living layer under your mulch. You don't need a full compost pile to supercharge your soil. Sometimes the weirdest ingredients become the smartest tools. If you found this trick as exciting and practical as we did, hit that subscribe button and share this with a fellow gardener who's struggling with lifeless dirt. The secret to a thriving garden might just be hiding in your kitchen sink.